welcome back, everyone. Grab your popcorn because today's story is packed with shocking twists, emotional moments, and secrets that change everything. Let's jump right in. I tell you what, folks, I was settled in my favorite chair with a fresh cup of coffee the other day when General Hospital came on, and that opening teaser hit me right in the feels. There it was, Sidwell standing outdoors with Lucas, the tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. He had that gun pointed straight at him, looking like a man with nothing left to lose. He asked him straight out, why? And then hit him with the hard truth. Lucas had caused Marco Rios to lose his life. Poor Lucas just froze there like a deer caught in the headlights, both hands raised up high, his face pale and full of shock. Then came that awful sound, the click of the gun being cocked. My heart just about stopped. I leaned forward and said to myself, Lord have mercy, is this really the end for Lucas? I've been watching this show for years, through all the ups and downs, and moments like this remind me why I keep coming back. You see, us longtime fans already know that director Ross Cullum from the WSB is the one truly responsible for Marco's death. But here's what really got me thinking. It was Lucas who encouraged that young man to step up and help with the risky plan to free Britt Westbourne. Lucas has such a good heart, always trying to do the right thing for the people he cares about, but sometimes those choices lead to consequences that spiral way beyond what anyone expected. It makes you pause and reflect on how life can be, doesn't it? One act of kindness or bravery can set off a whole chain of events that hurts the very people you're trying to protect. And then there's Britt. Oh, that poor woman has been carrying such a heavy burden. She was forced to keep working on that dangerous research connected to Cesar Faison, the kind of work that no one should have to touch. The only reason she continued was because Cullum and Sidwell were giving her those special medicines to help with her Huntington's disease. A mother fighting so hard just to stay alive for her family, it tugs at your heartstrings something fierce. I kept thinking about all the quiet strength she's shown and how these powerful men have been pulling strings behind the scenes. It feels so real, like the struggles many of us have seen in our own lives or in the lives of people we love. I'm telling you, the next 5 days on General Hospital are going to be one wild ride. Will Sidwell actually pull that trigger? Will the bullet hit Lucas? Or is there some twist coming that none of us see coming? Is this the moment Lucas might leave Port Charles for good? I've been turning it over in my mind, wondering how all these secrets are going to come spilling out and what it will mean for everyone involved. Will Lucas find a way to explain himself and survive this? Or will more truths about Cullum and that whole WSB mess come to light and change everything? What I love most about these storylines is how they show the human side of things. People make mistakes with the best intentions, but love and loyalty keep pulling them through. It reminds me of that old saying we have around here, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Yet somehow in Port Charles, hope always finds a way to peek through the darkness. I'm sitting here counting down the hours until the next episodes, excited and a little nervous about what's coming. These characters feel like old friends after all this time, and I can't wait to see how their stories unfold. General Hospital still knows exactly how to draw us in and make us care deeply. It's the kind of drama that stays with you long after the credits roll. I'll be right here watching every minute of it, and I bet many of you will be too. What a heartfelt, exciting week it's shaping up to be. I tell you what, folks, I was settled in my favorite chair the other day watching General Hospital when that teaser with Sidwell and Lucas really got me thinking about everything leading up to this mess. It turns out they've been keeping those important medicines locked away in a safe at Windermere, giving Britt a dose every single day whenever she showed up for her research work. It was the only thing keeping her going while she was forced to finish that dangerous project tied to Cesar Faison. Lucas, with that big heart of his, asked young Marco to sneak in and take 2 vials of the medicine. His plan was to recreate the serum so they could finally free Britt from the whole situation and let her live without being controlled. Marco did what his friend asked, but wouldn't you know it, he got caught red-handed by Pascal. The poor kid was just munching on some cookies when Pascal spotted him. Next thing you know, Pascal went straight to director Ross Cullum and told him everything. That's when things turned ugly real fast. Cullum flew into a rage at the law firm Davis and Miller and stabbed the lawyer himself in a fit of anger over what he saw as betrayal right under his nose. Can you believe that? Here's the part that really sticks with me. Cullum never breathed a word of what he'd done to Sidwell. He figured Sidwell would just blame Sonny Corinthos for the whole thing and leave it at that. But secrets like this don't stay buried forever, especially not in Port Charles. From what I can see coming this week, the truth about Cullum's actions is going to start spilling out. Before that happens, though, Sidwell is going to learn exactly what part Lucas played in encouraging Marco to take those medicines. Oh boy, when that happens, Sidwell is going to be madder than a hornet's nest. He'll be storming around, raising hell everywhere he goes. Neither Cullum nor Lucas is going to be safe. Sidwell isn't the kind of man who sits down and listens to reason. He's not thinking straight at all right now. He's a father consumed by the need to get revenge for his son's death. That kind of pain can turn a man blind to everything else. I keep thinking about Lucas standing there with his hands up, looking so scared, and my heart just aches for him. He was only trying to help Britt, a mother fighting Huntington's disease, so she could stay with her family. One good intention after another, and now it's all snowballing into something dangerous. I've seen enough of life to know that when folks try to do the right thing in the shadows, sometimes it comes back to bite them. It reminds me of that old saying, no good deed goes unpunished. But still, I'm hoping there's a way out for these characters we've grown to care about. Will the full truth about Cullum come out in time to protect Lucas? Or is Sidwell's anger going to explode and hurt even more people before this week is over? I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat, just like I bet many of you are, wondering how all these tangled threads are going to come together. General Hospital has a way of making you feel every bit of the worry and hope right along with the folks on screen. It's the kind of story that stays with you, makes you think about family, loyalty, and second chances. I can't wait to see what happens next. It's going to be one emotional ride, that's for sure. I tell you what, though, after turning all this over in my mind like I do when I can't sleep at night, I keep coming back to one comforting thought. Lucas has become such an important part of life in Port Charles over the years. He's not just some background face. He's right there in the heart of so many families and stories. That's why I believe with all my heart that someone is going to step up and pull him out of this dangerous spot at the very last second. You know how it goes on General Hospital? Just when things look darkest, a familiar friend or a surprise ally shows up to save the day. It always warms my old heart to see that kind of loyalty and love. Of course, there's also the chance he might get shot, but still survive. These shows have a way of putting our favorite people through the fire and then giving them a fighting chance to come back stronger. I've seen it happen plenty of times before, and it usually leads to even deeper stories later on. Lucas has so much more to give. His kindness, his dedication to helping others, and the way he cares for the people around him. I sure hope the writers let him stick around a good while longer, because losing him would leave a real empty spot on the screen. I'll be right here in my chair every afternoon, coffee in hand, watching closely and rooting for Lucas and all the characters we've grown to love, like our own neighbors. These stories have a beautiful way of reminding us about real life, how family, forgiveness, and second chances matter more than anything. No matter how dramatic it gets, there's always a thread of hope running through it. I can't wait to see how this week unfolds, and I bet you feel the same way. Let's keep watching together and enjoy every heartfelt moment. Talk to you after the next episodes. Stay well, folks.